It's going to be pushing 80 degrees today. That's here in Kansas. But next week, I'll be living out of my car for 5 days as I travel to Kearney, Nebraska. Forecast for this week there ranges from 74 degrees today to 15 in 2 days. This is that time of year when Mother Nature doesn't know what she really wants to do. She doesn't know if it's winter still or if it's going to turn into spring. So I have to be ready for all of it, because this is my opportunity to finally capture a 50-year photography dream. I first came to Kansas 50 years ago, and a friend of mine took me out and we saw prairie chickens. I'd never seen anything like it. These little birds have these jaws, and then they blow up their cheeks, and they're bright red, and then they make this loud booming sound, and they jump up and down like roosters in a cockfight. It's taking out their territory. They don't really fight each other, but I think whoever jumps the highest, they own that piece of ground. This is my opportunity to go and photograph and video prairie chickens in mating season. Today we're just on part one, as we prepare to go on a journey that's going to take us through the massive sandhill crane migrations and then over to the Prairie Winds Lek tour, where we'll see prairie chickens. Last year was my first time to witness the sandhill crane migration. Went to Kearney, Nebraska. I booked a tour with the Crane Trust Nature Center, and it was amazing. It was more than I expected. Breath was taken away as the sun came up over the river, and all of the sandhill cranes that were out on the water. And then as the sun came up, they would begin to take off, and they would fly out to the area fields and they would eat. This is a layover for them. They migrate from Mexico and southern Texas. They go up to Alaska, even over to Siberia. It's a route that they've taken for thousands of years, and got to sit there and witness it. It's one of the great migrations in nature. Well, this year I'm going back, and I'll begin with the sandhill cranes. But I learned so much from the Crane Trust that I decided this year I'm going to go solo, and I'm going to go to a state park there and see if I can be on my own as I photograph and video the sandhill cranes as they're out on the water, and then as they go out to the area fields and eat. I'll be taking advantage of some of the area blinds at Windmill State Park. I saw the signs last year, but it said that permits were required, and I didn't know how to get the permits. So I did research this time, and now I know how to do all those things that I need to and make it a successful trip. After several days of taking advantage of the blinds and the public viewing places, then I booked a tour with the Prairie Winds Lek tours, and this is where I get to go for the prairie chickens. To take the greatest advantage of this opportunity requires a lot of planning, preparation. That's what we're doing today. As I mentioned earlier, there's two parts to this adventure. The first is going to be for the sandhill cranes, and I'm very excited about that. And that's where I'll be going to the Windmill State Park there in Kearney, Nebraska, and using their blinds. All of that is on a first come, first served basis, and I'll get up early in the morning, try to get a spot. But if I can't, then I've got my car, and I'll use the blind just like I've been practicing for the last several videos. That's one of the reasons I was doing that. Then after my time with the sandhill cranes, I'll be moving on to the prairie chickens. And for that, since I've never done it before, I did book a tour with the Prairie Winds. And with the Prairie Winds, I can learn from the experts. That's one of the things that I like to do. I like to, if I've never done something before, I like to go with someone that has done it. And after I learn from the experts, I can adapt that to my own adventures in the future. Some of the things that I have learned, a must-have is a gear checklist, because you're traveling too far to forget something and then miss out because you didn't have the tool that you needed. I have three main things with my camera gear that I need to make sure that I have with me. First is my lens. This is my 200 to 600 Sony zoom lens. I have shared this before. Some of the things I haven't shared is the way this zoom works. This is called an internal zoom, and you can go from 200 to 600 with a turn of this big dial in the center. The length of the lens stays the same. That's not always the case. Many other zooms, when you turn the zoom lens, you can see that it extends out. And when that happens, it changes the balance of the lens. But that's one of the advantages of this lens. Oftentimes when I'm trying to locate my subject, it's best to keep it at 200 millimeters. It gives me a wider field of view. And once I locate my subject, then I will zoom in to the 600 millimeter in order to get up close and capture the moment without disturbing the wildlife. Now the disadvantage, like I mentioned before, is this is heavy. This is about 6 pounds, just the lens, and then when you put the camera body on it, it's pushing 7 pounds. But for that, then I need to use a tripod. And there's several different types of heads that go on this tripod. What I have on here now is called a fluid head. It's mainly used for taking videos. And then I have a gimbal that I'll use for the still shots. In addition to the lenses, batteries. You need extra batteries. There's nothing worse than getting out in the field and your batteries are dead. And when you're in the cold drains these lithium batteries very quickly. I have two extra batteries in here. I also have 2 extra SD cards. That all goes in this handy case, and I keep that in my pocket of my insulated jacket to keep the batteries as warm as possible. A couple of items that come in handy. One is this is actually a lens sleeve, and what it does, you wrap it around your lens and then you plug this into a power bank and it heats up. That keeps the condensation at bay when you're there in the early morning hours when the air is moist and cool, and as it goes through and warms up, or you're in the blind and it's warmer in the blind than it is outside, and you risk getting condensation on your lens, and this helps with that. But this is the other must-have, and that is a lens cleaning kit. And I have a couple of items that I take with me. First is a lens cloth. I take several of these. I really like these by Kent Faith. They're sealed up, and you can open it up as you need it, and you can take several of these with you. And I have one that I've used, but that you can use these over and over again. And then this is a puffer, and what it's designed to do, it just blows air. So when you have dust or lint on your lens, you can just blow it off with this, and you don't blow on it with your mouth, because you have moisture in your mouth, and that will get on the lens and create a problem for you. It's early in the morning, so the last thing I'll talk about is a good flashlight. You need a good flashlight that will stand the test of time, and I like these rechargeable flashlights because if the battery's going low, I can just plug it into my power bank and charge it up again. Well, that's the photography side of it, but I have to live out there in my car for the duration of my travel. For that, I need to stay warm. Again, I don't know what the temperature is going to be. It's ranging from very cold to warm. So I'm going to be prepared for it all. My diesel heater setup is amazing, and it works very well. It has a 5-liter tank. That 5-liter tank just over a gallon will last for 2 nights. I'm going to take a 2-gallon fuel can with me, and that will last for a total of 6 nights in the field. The power bank is again recharged from the alternator of my car, and that works very well, and that will run my refrigerator with all of my food. And I have plenty of food as I've gone through and shopped, and I put it all in my fridge, and now I'm ready to pack it all up and get on the road. My gear's packed, reservations are made, and next week we'll be on our way to the Great Sandhill Crane Migration. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the adventure. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay on the path. God bless you.